Yo, what's going on everybody? It's Ninja Star here, and today we are back at it again with a One Piece video for you all. I know I always keep saying like it's been a while since I've done a One Piece video. Yeah, it kind of has. I think it's been like a month or so since I've last done a One Piece video, but here I am once again discussing some kind of news of the sorts, also kind of speculation, discussion, whatever you want to call it. And yesterday, I might be a little late to this, but I think you guys are still going to enjoy hearing my thoughts and stuff, so yeah. So basically yesterday, according to Gematsu, very trustworthy source by the way, One Piece Grand Cruise is announced for the PlayStation VR, and an unprecedented One Piece game is also announced. So these are two One Piece games that are pretty much announced and hinted at and whatever. And I don't think it's really going to come out this year because, you know, this is news on the One Piece games and stuff. We'd already kind of know what's coming out this year. You know, Unlimited World Red, the re-release is going to come out like August of this year. I don't remember the exact date, but sometime in August. And it's going to come out for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and PC, I believe. So, yeah, it's one Piece game right there. And even if it's a re-release, it still does count as, like, an official IP for this year. Because, you know, Bandai's required to make one Piece game every year. One Piece Treasure Coliseum, the 3DS game, is the second One Piece game that's going to come. It already came out in Japan, like, I think a while ago. And it's now being localized here. So, it's kind of cool to think about. But I don't really think it's going to be that big, considering, A, it's a 3DS game. And B, you know, Bandai isn't really that big on their One Piece game. But either way, it could still be cool. I might, you know, look into it, even though I don't have a 3DS, but whatever, that's not the point of the video. I think the new games that were just recently announced will come out in 2018, and we're going to be discussing these games right here. Now, the first One Piece game on here is One Piece Grand Cruise on the PlayStation VR, and I think this One Piece game on the PlayStation VR is going to be, I don't really think we've ever really gotten an anime VR game, like, ever, now that I think about it, because, you know, VR is still kind of new and whatnot. But, I mean, I'm not really going to be that in-depth with it, because A, I don't own a VR, they're way too expensive. They're like, what, $500? That's more than the actual system, so it's kind of crazy. But I will say, you know, if you're a guy or girl who loves VR, and, you know, you love One Piece too, then you might want to consider copying this, because it could be really interesting. But me personally, I don't think I'm really going to stay interested with it, and I think a lot of people are kind of agreeing with me. Maybe it's just because we don't own VRs, we don't really know the experience all that much, but either way, it could still be really interesting. And the cool thing about this one, though, is a special demo of the game will be playable by up to 8 users at once on the Tokyo One Piece Tower event in Tokyo Tower on July 22nd. So this basically means that on July 22nd, a demo is going to be playable. Now, obviously, we probably won't see it until like a day or two afterwards with leaks and whatever, but it could still be interesting so we can get like a basic idea. But the game's content is also yet to be announced, by screenshots in the magazine show exploration of a ship. This is only a guess, perhaps. It's a game where you interact with your crewmates. Yeah, as quoted by Gematsu, I'll have their link in the description below. Check this article out, it's really good. But basically, yeah, it could be interesting. Like, you kind of live through some One Piece events and whatnot in like first-person perspective, so that could be really cool. But that's not really what I'm mostly excited for. What I'm mostly excited for is this unprecedented One Piece game nicknamed Dawn. Now, Dawn is obviously a reference to Romance Dawn, you know, the name for like the first arc and all that stuff, the name for, you know, what I believe One Piece was originally was one like alternative name for One Piece at one point. And yeah, it's interesting to note right there. It's going to be developed in collaboration between Shueisha, Toei Animation, and Bandai. Shueisha and Toei are probably Shueisha and Toei. I can't speak today. They're obviously going to be there for the licensing and whatnot, and Bandai's just, you know, publishing and stuff. I don't know who else is going to be working on it. I don't know about Spike, because I don't really think this is going to be a fighting game, and I'll get to that laterwards. But you know, we'll find out sooner or later. And it's an unprecedented One Piece game, and this means it's not been done before. So it's going to be something really unique. A lot of people are speculating it's going to be open world. And since it's not done before, I really doubt it's going to be a fighter. I think it basically has to be open world. And it's a game with an unheard of, super new feeling, open world. I mean, you could argue Pirate Warriors is sorta like an open world, but really it's more like a beat 'em up, let's be real. The original author, Eiichiro Oda, is cooperating on development. That's one thing that really intrigues a lot of people. I'm curious how big Oda is going to be involved with this game, though, because like Oda was technically involved with Burning Blood. That was just to make sure, you know, everything's going good and whatnot. And I think that's a fair reason why the story mode looks so good. Like if you just look at it, it's so similar. So many shots are so similar to like the manga that it's one of the nicest looking anime games out there. And it's nice, like maybe it could be that like not that much development, or maybe it could be like this game has an original story of its own that Oda's going to be writing. That could be a really interesting idea if they implement that. Like, imagine like this One Piece original story, kind of like I can't think of like an exact thing on the top of my head, but think of it like a film goal type thing. That type of original story, you know, if Oda's writing that, that's going to be dope to see and stuff. And maybe that's how he's developing on it. Maybe writing like the core concepts of the story, or maybe he's just like supervising it to make sure it feels like One Piece. We don't know. But planning and conception is taking quite some time, which I can understand where they come from, how this game is going to be built, and it is an enormous game from what we can infer here. The setting and music from the anime are being poured into the game. That's another thing that's intriguing people quite a bit. The setting and music from the anime. Okay, One Piece music is amazing. Listen, I don't know how many of you viewing this are like really big One Piece fans or One Piece anime watchers, but One Piece has some great OST, no questioning. Like, if you listen to Overtaken, if you listen to The Very, Very Strongest, if you listen to so many other good things like Luffy vs. Ratchet, oh my god, One Piece has so many great themes. And one thing I kind of miss about the One Piece games, you know, they don't have the anime themes, and that's due to, like, you know, copyright licensing, whatever. But this game, the setting and music from the anime are being poured into the game. That's actually really cool. So, oh my god, it's really gonna feel like One Piece with the setting and music and all that stuff. Oh my god, the thinking about that, like, I don't know if it's really gonna be like huge. I don't know if it's gonna be like the exact same from the anime. Maybe it could just be based off of. Maybe it could just be like only at certain points and only certain tracks. But either way, that's still cool to think about. You know, it's gonna have music from an anime. I don't really think there's been any anime game like that. I was talking to someone before though, and they said like the Naruto like Ultimate Ninja Rising series or whatever had, or one of the Naruto older series, but basically they were using some tracks from Naruto, and that's kind of cool to think about, but really wasn't even that big. And if this one uses like at least a good chunk of the great tracks, then it's gonna be great. So that's basically all the info we have on this on these two new One Piece games right here. It's really cool to think about, considering, you know, this year is kind of a filler year in terms of One Piece games, and next year we could potentially be getting two, or I mean, the VR one doesn't really intrigue me all that much, but this new One Piece game right here is going to be dope. So I would assume 2018, maybe mid to late, considering this is probably going to take a long time to develop, and we're only hearing about it just now, like mid 2017. So it's going to take a while. So yeah, that's basically all I had to say on this video. What are your guys' thoughts on this new One Piece game? It's kind of like a random video for you all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I want to hear what you all think about this. Do you think, would you rather have preferred a Burning Blood 2, or would you rather, or are you fine with this like little new step in the right direction for One Piece games? Yeah, but anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, and Ninja out. Peace everybody.